surviving against all odds has never been more thrilling. Today, we're counting down the best free survival games on Steam that will test your wit, grit, and survival skills. From fending off zombies to battling the elements, these games will push you to your limits. So grab your backpack, stock up on supplies, and get ready to fight for survival in these adrenaline-pumping games. XERA Survival is a multiplayer online survival game developed and published by Spotted Kiwi Interactive. In the game, players find themselves in a post-apocalyptic world where they must scavenge for resources, craft weapons and gear, and survive against hostile environments and other players. The game features a vast open world with diverse landscapes, including forests, deserts, and urban areas, each with its own challenges and dangers. Players can explore the world, gather resources, and build bases to protect themselves from threats. ARID is a survival game set in a post-apocalyptic desert environment. Players must scavenge for resources, craft tools and weapons, and build shelter to survive in the harsh desert landscape. The game features a day-night cycle, dynamic weather system, and a variety of threats such as hostile wildlife, bandits, and environmental hazards. Players must manage their thirst, hunger, and health while exploring the desert and uncovering its secrets. With its focus on survival and exploration, ARID offers a challenging and immersive experience for players looking for a desert-themed survival game. New Frontier is a multiplayer online survival game developed and published by Wicked Interactive Limited. The game is set in a post-apocalyptic world where players must survive by scavenging for resources, building shelters, and fending off threats from both the environment and other players. New Frontier features a vast open world with diverse landscapes, including deserts, forests, and urban areas. Players can explore the world, gather resources, and craft tools and weapons to help them survive. The game also includes a variety of activities such as farming, fishing, and hunting, which players can use to sustain themselves. IMPRISE Prologue is a survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world where players must scavenge for resources, build shelter, and survive against environmental threats and other players. The game features a vast open world with diverse landscapes, including deserts, forests, and urban areas. Players can explore the world, gather resources, and craft tools and weapons to help them survive. The game also includes a variety of activities such as farming, fishing, and hunting, which players can use to sustain themselves. Overall, IMPRISE Prologue offers a challenging and immersive survival experience for players looking for a post-apocalyptic multiplayer game. UNDAWN is an open-world zombie survival game developed and published by Tencent Games. Set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by zombies, players must scavenge for resources, craft weapons and gear, and team up with other survivors to survive against the zombie horde and hostile human factions. The game features a vast and dynamic open world that changes over time, with day-night cycles, weather effects, and a variety of environments to explore. Players can build and upgrade their bases, engage in PvE and PvP combat, and complete missions and objectives to progress in the game. Dead Frontier 2 is a free-to-play online survival horror game developed and published by Creaky Corps Limited. It is the sequel to the original Dead Frontier and features similar gameplay elements but with improved graphics and mechanics. In Dead Frontier 2, players must survive in a zombie-infested world by scavenging for supplies, weapons, and equipment. The game features a large open world that players can explore, as well as various missions and objectives to complete. ROYALE is a multiplayer survival game developed and published by Manticore Games. In the game, players must manage and defend their retail store in a post-apocalyptic world where resources are scarce and competition is fierce. Players can build and customize their store, recruit NPCs to help run it, and sell goods to customers. However, they must also defend their store from rival players who may try to steal their resources or destroy their store. Winter Survival Prologue is a survival game set in a harsh winter environment. Players must scavenge for resources, build shelter, and survive against the elements and other threats. The game features a vast open world covered in snow, with dynamic weather and day-night cycles. Players must manage their resources carefully, keeping warm and fed while also avoiding dangerous wildlife and other hazards. DAWNLANDS is an upcoming open-world survival game developed by Kinetic Games. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, players must navigate a harsh landscape, scavenge for resources, build shelter, and survive against hostile creatures and other players. The game features a dynamic day-night cycle and weather system, which will affect gameplay and present new challenges. Players can explore the world, gather resources, craft tools and weapons, and build their own base to defend against threats. PALIA is an upcoming community simulation game developed by Singularity 6. In PALIA, players will inhabit a charming world full of magic, exploration, and community building. The game emphasizes social interaction and relationships, allowing players to form friendships, build homes, and create a life in a vibrant virtual world. In PALIA, players can explore a vast and diverse landscape, interact with various non-playable characters, and engage in activities such as fishing, farming, and crafting. The game aims to provide a relaxing and immersive experience where players can escape and connect with others in a positive and inclusive community. Deathly Stillness is a survival horror game developed by CRYTLVO. Set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by the undead, players must scavenge for resources, craft weapons, and build shelters to survive. The game features a dark and eerie atmosphere with a focus on stealth and survival. In Deathly Stillness, players must navigate through a variety of environments, including abandoned cities and wilderness areas, while avoiding hordes of zombies and other dangers. The game also includes a day-night cycle and dynamic weather system, which can affect gameplay and present new challenges. Arc Raiders is an upcoming multiplayer co-op shooter game developed by 10 Chambers Collective, the creators of the popular game GTFO. In Arc Raiders, players take on the roles of skilled outlaws known as raiders. Their mission is to explore and reclaim an alien-infested spaceship known as the Ark. The game features a blend of stealth, strategy, and action as players work together to survive and complete objectives. Players will need to use teamwork and communication to overcome challenges, such as avoiding detection by the ship's defenses and fighting off hostile alien creatures. Arc Raiders promises a challenging and intense gameplay experience with a focus on cooperative play and replayability. The Archipelago Promise is a survival game developed by 3 Division. It is set in a post-apocalyptic world where players must explore an archipelago, scavenge for resources, craft items, build shelters, and survive against environmental hazards and other dangers. The game features a dynamic weather system and day-night cycle, which affect gameplay and present new challenges. Players must also manage their hunger, thirst, and health, as well as defend themselves against hostile creatures and other survivors. Totally Accurate Battlegrounds is a multiplayer battle royale game developed and published by Landfall. It is known for its quirky physics-based gameplay and humorous take on the battle royale genre. In Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, players compete against each other in a large, open-world map, with the last player or team standing being the winner. The game features a wide variety of weapons, items, and vehicles, all of which can be used in unpredictable and hilarious ways due to the game's physics engine. One of the standout features of Totally Accurate Battlegrounds is its intentionally wonky physics, which can lead to comical situations such as characters flailing around uncontrollably or vehicles behaving erratically. This adds a lighthearted and chaotic element to the gameplay that sets it apart from more traditional battle royale games. NOMAD is a survival game developed and published by Blue Isle Studios. Set in a vast and mysterious world, players must explore, scavenge for resources, craft items, build shelters, and survive against the elements and hostile creatures. The game features a procedurally generated world with diverse landscapes, including forests, mountains, and deserts. Players can explore these environments, gather resources such as food and materials, and craft tools and weapons to help them survive. The Cycle Frontier is a free-to-play competitive quest shooter developed and published by Jaeger. It is set in a dangerous alien world where players compete against each other and against hostile creatures to complete contracts and earn rewards. In The Cycle Frontier, players are dropped onto the planet Fortuna 3 and must compete to gather resources, complete objectives, and extract before a deadly storm hits. The game features a dynamic day-night cycle and weather system, which affect gameplay and strategy. The Division Heartland is an upcoming free-to-play game set in the Tom Clancy's The Division universe, developed by Red Storm Entertainment. It is described as a standalone game that will provide an all-new perspective on the universe in a new setting. The Division Heartland is expected to offer a new take on the tactical shooter genre, combining elements of survival, exploration, and strategy. The Division Heartland is an upcoming free-to-play game set in the Tom Clancy's The Division universe, developed by Red Storm Entertainment. It is described as a standalone game that will provide an all-new perspective on the universe in a new setting. The Division Heartland is expected to offer a new take on the tactical shooter genre, combining elements of survival, exploration, and strategy. The game will likely feature a narrative-driven experience, where players must navigate through a dangerous world filled with hostile factions and environmental threats. Will to Live Online is an open-world MMORPG developed by AlphaSoft LLC. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, the game features a large and diverse landscape filled with dangerous mutants, anomalies, and other players. Players in Will to Live Online can choose from several factions, each with its own goals and quests. They can also customize their characters with a variety of weapons, armor, and gear to survive in the harsh world. Stay Out is a free-to-play MMORPG developed by Mobile Technologies LLC. Set in a post-apocalyptic world affected by a mysterious anomaly, the game features a vast open world filled with dangerous creatures, anomalies, and other players. In Stay Out, players can explore the world, scavenge for resources, craft items, and complete quests. The game offers a variety of weapons, armor, and equipment for players to customize their characters and improve their chances of survival. ASHFALL is a survival game developed by GameArt Global. Set in a post-apocalyptic world covered in ash and darkness, players must scavenge for resources, craft tools and weapons, and build shelters to survive against the harsh environment and hostile creatures. The game features a dynamic day-night cycle and weather system, which affect gameplay and present new challenges. Players must manage their hunger, thirst, and health, as well as defend themselves against predators and other threats. Perfect World is a popular MMORPG developed by Beijing Perfect World. It is set in a fantasy world inspired by Chinese mythology and features a rich and immersive world with stunning graphics and detailed environments. In Perfect World, players can choose from various classes and races, each with their own unique abilities and playstyles. They can explore the world, complete quests, engage in PvE and PvP combat, and interact with other players. WAYFINDER is a virtual reality puzzle adventure game developed and published by Carbon Studio. In the game, players embark on a journey through stunning environments and ancient ruins, solving puzzles and uncovering secrets along the way. The game features immersive VR gameplay, with players using their hands to interact with the environment and solve puzzles. The puzzles range from simple logic challenges to complex, multi-step conundrums that require careful observation and creative thinking to solve. Beached is a survival game developed by Color Gray Games. In Beached, players find themselves stranded on a deserted island after a shipwreck and must survive by scavenging for resources, building shelter, and crafting tools and weapons. The game features a dynamic weather system and day-night cycle, which affect gameplay and present new challenges. Players must manage their hunger, thirst, and health, as well as defend themselves against wildlife and other dangers. Zombie Carnage 2 is a sequel to the popular mobile game Zombie Carnage. Developed by Takata Technologies, Zombie Carnage 2 continues the story of a post-apocalyptic world overrun by zombies. Players must survive waves of undead enemies by shooting, slashing, and smashing their way through levels. The game features a variety of weapons and power-ups to help players in their fight against the zombie horde. It also includes different game modes, such as survival mode and story mode, offering players various ways to experience the game. DECEIT is a multiplayer horror game developed and published by Baseline. In DECEIT, players wake up in an asylum with 5 other players, 2 of whom are infected with a virus that turns them into terrifying monsters. The goal of the infected players is to deceive and eliminate the other players without revealing their true nature, while the goal of the uninfected players is to escape or eliminate the infected. The game features a tense atmosphere and requires players to use communication, deception, and strategy to survive. Players can find weapons and items to help them defend themselves or reveal the infected, but resources are limited, adding to the challenge. ZUMBI Blocks 2-inch is a browser-based multiplayer first-person shooter (FPS) game developed by Deluxe Games. It is the sequel to ZUMBI Blocks, featuring improved graphics, gameplay, and content. In ZUMBI Blocks 2, players must survive waves of zombies by scavenging for weapons, ammunition, and supplies. The game offers a variety of weapons to choose from, including pistols, shotguns, rifles, and explosives, allowing players to customize their loadouts to suit their playstyle. Unturned is a popular free-to-play survival game developed by Nelson Sexton. It is known for its blocky, voxel-based graphics reminiscent of Minecraft and its focus on survival in a zombie-infested world. In Unturned, players must scavenge for resources, weapons, and supplies to survive against zombies and other players. The game features a crafting system that allows players to create makeshift weapons, tools, and shelter to help them survive. MUCK is an indie survival game developed by Danny, known for its fast-paced gameplay and challenging mechanics. In MUCK, players start with nothing and must gather resources, craft items, and build a base to survive against waves of enemies. One of the unique aspects of MUCK is its procedurally generated world, which means that each playthrough offers a different experience. Players must explore the world, gather resources like wood and stone, and craft weapons and tools to defend themselves. So, did you like the games I recommended? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me, and activate the bell because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. Thank you very much for following me this far, and until next time, bye.